everyone. I am Larry from Invoke.
My name is Lester, also from Invoke.
And we are here to present to you our chocolate chip cookie recipe and also to let you know about what we've been doing and how we got started here with Invoke at 2nd Street Market. Lester, you can start it.
Well, we started out by doing pop-ups together, and that was a whole lot of fun, and that's where we really honed in some of our recipes that we do here now at the market. What makes this cookie unique is that it's completely plant-based, which is something we strive to do here at Invoke. So starting out with our cookie, we do chia seeds to make our Chia Egg.
And this part is really interesting because we tried to find out an egg replacer for took us about 2 to 3 years. And we went through maple syrup, we went through mango, we went through okra water, we went through all types of different methodologies before we landed here.
So to make our Chia Egg, we have in here 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. And to the chia seeds, we're just going to add just some water. We're doing 2.5 tablespoons of water into our chia seeds. And we want to start here because we want to give time for the chia seeds to hydrate and absorb that water so they can really do their job inside of our cookies, which is helping them stick together once we put them in the oven to bake.
And these have definitely become one of our favorite desserts that we have here outside of the cheesecake and a few other things. We started with cinnamon rolls also that got really popular, but this has been our staple. And this particular recipe came from about 5 years worth of trial and error that we finally landed on something that was foolproof and amazing for our customer and us actually.
So let your chia seeds sit for about 2 to 3 minutes as we move on to our earth balanced butter. And we do recommend using a scale for this particular recipe, so that way it's easy to repeat and you have consistent product every time.
And regarding our measurements, we do everything in metric, and we will have online the recipe as well as a few websites that will help you convert from metric to imperial and from weight to cup, volume, etc. It'll make it pretty easy on you. But I would heavily suggest getting a small scale. They're very, very cheap.
So we start with our earth balance. We're going to do 224 grams of earth balance right into your bowl. And we found earth balance to be the best to use. There's a lot of products out there. Feel free to experiment and try something that you like, but we have found that earth balance gives us the best product every time.
Found out that that's something that the customers end up liking a lot is the earth balance itself. So a few people actually take garlic and earth balance, put it in the microwave, and then just eat that plain.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow, you must really like earth balance.
Once your butter's inside, hook it right up to your mixer. And we're going to do something called creaming the butter, which is a fancy way of saying of just mixing your butter so that it's nice and smooth, so everything can get incorporated homogeneously.
And while he's creaming, I'm going to speak about how we started with our pop-ups, and that was a very, very interesting experience because it was actually done inside of our garage. And during that time, I think we had about a cycle of 15 to 20 customers per seating, and that ended up becoming very popular for us. And everybody kept asking, "Well, when do you guys want to open something?" And we were like, "Well, it's hard enough doing this. We're not even sure how to get to the next step." And then within that time, I think about maybe a year after, we got approached by 2nd Street to come for a trial. And during that trial, that's a whole nother story. Can't wait to tell that one. In like 3, 2.
Yeah, when we got approached by 2nd Street, we were excited. We didn't know what to expect, and we took all the things we'd done, our pop-ups, our chicken and waffles, our hash, idea we talked about, which was our carrot hot dog, which has become very popular as well. And we had to come here, we had to actually do a 5-vendor cook-off, which was stressful, but also a lot of fun.
And now we're moving on to the second sugar. It will be brown sugar in this case. And the brown sugar adds a particular flavor and a coloring that contrasts from the cane sugar, the regular white sugar. But in this instance, we use organic sugar, and we try and use organic as much as possible. And so there are some instances where we can't do it either by cost or by availability, but we're always looking out for our customer and how they would feel after the meal, more so than just the idea of having something that is organic. We're actually trying to make the experience good for the customer throughout.
So our brown sugar, we have 110 grams. We're going to measure right out here in our bowl. Next up, like Larry was saying, our organic white sugar. We're going to measure right into the same bowl because we're going to put them in right in at the same time and mix that in with our sugar. And this we get 50 grams.
Now, about the five business cook-off. So my brother was saying that we brought in everything that we were doing. We also brought in our non-commercial griddle, our non-commercial waffle maker, our non-commercial everything, and we saw that some of the competitors were really prepared, and we were very intimidated. And we did what we know how to do, and it ended up working out where we're actually here now. So we really appreciate the staff of Second Street for believing in us, and we appreciate our customers for following us, believing in us, and supporting us through this entire time, through the pandemic and everything. This has been great.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, you guys thought it was going to be a bad story, wasn't it?
So now we have our sugars here, our brown and white, and they get added right into our bowl.
Now, in addition to our cookie, which is a regular cookie, circle shape, we love taking in customer input, and we take in a lot of customer input to see what people are thinking and how they're feeling about things, and that gives us a chance to try out new ideas, new recipes. We listen to the smallest details.
Remember those chia seeds we did? It is now time for them to take a little dive into our butter and sugar mixture, and you can see they've come together. They're all nice and gelatinized, which is good. It's exactly what we want. That's what your chia seeds should look like.
So with the chia seeds, that reminds me of the washing machine story and moving one, which is a great story. So with that, we have a focus about 50% on plant-based items as well as 50% conventional standard diets. And we've learned how to bridge that gap because for me, it started at about, I think 26 or 28 when I was helping move a washing machine. I picked it up, had the proper form, everything was perfect. I got my biceps all ready and I was like, yeah! And then a day later, I was walking around like I was 72 for about a week. And I figured out at that point, I'm not doing something right. So then I really started to focus in on my own wellness and my own, taking care of my own habits and discipline. And from there, that started a whole transformation in myself, which allowed us to start incorporating pieces of that into what we do here at Invoke.
And for me, similar. I've been cooking for like the last 10 years of my life, and I was at that time, fine dining restaurant job, and I've been cooking. I've been on my feet for hours. I just remember standing at work, kind of feeling not well, kind of having a pain within my stomach and chest, and just feeling like I'm about to die. I am about to die. And I knew then something had to change. I needed to do something different with not just my diet, but just my lifestyle as well, which is why I got into also working out a bit more, which also played a part into how we constructed some things on our menu as well. And now we're going to mix in the chia seeds. It will not take long, just about 10 to 20 seconds, just until you can't see the chia seeds anymore, and you're done. Now we have our butter, our sugars, our chia seeds. Our total time of mixing has been about maybe 2 to 2.5 minutes so far, and we're going to make sure that we don't overmix. That's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Overmixing tends to change the bonds inside of sugar molecules, fat molecules. It bursts cell walls, and overmixing tends to homogenize things in a way that may not be good, depending on what you're going for in your recipe. And again, I'm going to stress on physical properties a lot because I like to work out. I do like 40 pounds of physical. Nah, I don't like working out.
I do. I like to work out. It has become a part of my lifestyle that kind of helps me regulate my mood, keep my stress levels down, and just keep me focused on things I have to do here at the market. And with that, we're going to put our flour into our bowl here, which is going to be 221 grams. And now we're mixing all of our dry ingredients together. We're going to give them a quick mix, and then they all go into our butter and sugar mixture. And then we'll be almost done with our cookies. Very quick, very easy, something you can do. Valentine's Day is coming up, so it's something you can do really quick for someone you care about, or just for yourself, because self-love is important too.
Absolutely, very important. And then with self-love, we definitely love our customers, and we've been teaming up with Fruitable for cooking demonstrations. This is about our 5th or 6th month, and currently our classes are restricted size-wise to make sure that we stay within ramifications of COVID policy. But those things have filled up really fast. We have another one coming up, I think at the end of February, roughly around February 28th, and that one's already filled up. I think it took about 20 minutes for that one to fill up.
Yeah,
Yep.
about that. Next, we're going to mix in our baking powder, which is going to be 1 teaspoon. Once we get to our other dry ingredients, we'll start using your teaspoons. We won't weigh these out because the increments are so small.
And as all our bakers know, this part is critical. Overusing the caustic ingredients like the baking soda or the baking powder or the salt, and without making the proper acid adjustments, you can end up having a very alkaline tasting, metal tasting product. So pay very close attention to this part because it's very important.
The next step will be our salt, just quarter of a teaspoon. One thing we like to do here in Invoke as well is we like to keep our menu seasonal. And we do that by using some of the local farmers that come into the market during the summer and the winter times.
Yes, we frequent everyone here at the market as much as possible. We're really big on vendor camaraderie. We love our neighbors, all of them equally, and we send customers all over the place trying to figure out, hey, I want a thing that tastes like, and I'm like, hey, look, you can go right down there. They have exactly what you're looking for, and we're not shy about that. We actually love doing that. And we like what happens when it comes back. We always get nice compliments. You keep sending people our way, and I'm like, it's not my fault.
Yeah, absolutely. One store I can remember in particular is Hetty right down here, who does amazing jewelry and other metalwork. She sends so many people down for our care at our Car-dawg because she's a big fan of it. So we appreciate Hetty for that. Cornstarch is our next ingredient. And the cornstarch is going to help give your cookie not only just stick together, but it'll give it a nice chewy texture, which everyone likes. Well, everybody likes it, but I like it in my cookies.
Yeah. And speaking of chewy, we're working on chewy.com. No, we're not working on chewy.com. So with that, we've been working on a few different things for our upcoming menu, and this would be our spring idea that we were working on. We were doing a hearts of palm lobster roll. We haven't settled on the name yet. Yeah, that was going to begin with our bread that we make here directly right in front of our customer. We were going to start with that and then add in the ingredients and start to roll that up. Hit it here on a flat top, which has disappeared because it's not there right now.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. So with that, also we were working on a key lime cheesecake, and we know that one was going to go over really well. But once we do make it back here to the market, we do our we do our seasonal tasting where we'll have things laid out for the customer. And of course, we'll follow protocol because things have changed significantly with that.
And last up for our dry ingredients, we have baking soda, just a half a teaspoon.
Yeah, the market has also been instrumental in allowing us to be involved with outside events that would happen here in the market. And that's a chance that we get to really span out and become very creative. Mm-hmm. One year we did ginger snaps, which are probably my favorite cookie. And yeah, we worked on that one for about a good month before we came up with the proper crunch, nice chew,
the snap,
excellent ginger,
yes,
molasses. Did we use molasses or pecan syrup? I can't remember.
Actually, we used something called date syrup, which is a great product. It's a great replacement for molasses, and it keeps everything completely plant-based, which is something we like to do for our desserts especially. So we have our flour and all our dry ingredients here together. We have our butter, sugar, and chia seeds. Can't forget the vanilla because you can't have cookies without vanilla. I don't know if you can have any dessert without vanilla, honestly.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
So important. A teaspoon of vanilla goes in.
So with everything that we've been doing and our future endeavors, we were definitely thinking, that vanilla smells amazing.
Yeah, it does.
We were dead, it really does. I wish we had smell-o-vision, but we don't. So we were definitely working on pulling in additional staff here so that we could start to bridge out and work on a freestanding location as well as keeping our presence here at the market. We are definitely contemplating. We've been contemplating lately buying into a few different franchises, but that's something we'll talk to everyone about in the future as things start to pan out. Not sure the direction it's going to go, but I was told to dance, so
Yep.
not sure the direction.
What we do know is that we're definitely coming back to the market because we miss everyone, we miss all our customers, we miss all the staff here, we miss all our vendors, and we cannot wait to get back here. And
Yeah,
now,
super true.
our flour now goes into our butter, and then we're almost done with our cookies.
And then this dough, there is a way that you can enjoy the dough just by itself. And all you had to do was follow everything in this instruction and the recipe. And the only step that would be added is you would just slightly bake the flour so that it browns just a little bit so that you can eat it in its raw form. And I know a lot of people that do that. It's really good. I totally would. With vanilla ice cream too, by the way.
Oh yes. For me, it'd be mint chocolate chip. That's my favorite.
There you go.
And up it goes, and now we turn on and we mix together our flour and butter. Hopefully we don't make a mess. And don't want to overmix, just about a minute to a minute and a half. So once everything's mixed, you want to clean off your beater. Make sure you get all that amazing dough back into your bowl. And this part is very crucial because you don't want to miss any of this cookie goodness.
I'm getting cookie hungry right now. I feel like the Blue Man, also known as the Cookie Monster. I'm not sure if we're licensed to say that, but I did.
And now the most important ingredients, the chocolate chips, which you do about half a cup or 90 grams, but today we're going to go ahead and eyeball it because eyeballing is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the ingredients, as I said, we tend to stay organic as much as possible, and we tend to stay within the realm of, I guess you could call it clean, if you would, but I'll only bring that up because we're not big on guilting ourselves on, oh, we have to do this or it has to be that. We like things that taste good. So if it tastes good, it's going in. If it doesn't taste good,
It's out of here. Now our chocolate chips are in, and now we just fold them in nice and softly. The only word of caution on the chocolate chips is you may want to go crazy with them and be like, oh, the more chocolate chips, the better. However, I will say if you put in too many chocolate chips, it will kind of hinder how your cookies rise and bake. So just keep that in mind when you're putting your chocolate chips.
and again, that's back to the physical properties.
So our cookies are all done, and it's now time to portion them out and size them up. We have here about a tablespoon. If you do have a scale, about 45 to 50 grams. So that's about how much you want. You want to take your cookie, give it a quick roll onto your parchment paper sheet. You can do this to make your cookies, and you're going to bake these for about 7 to 12 minutes. And what you can do with these is once they're done baking, you can let them cool. You can turn them into cookie ice cream sandwiches with your favorite ice cream in the middle, and that way you can have a nice sweet treat for yourself. If you want to do something a little different, if you have an 8-inch pan, you can use that. Here we have a 8-inch cast iron, which is something I think is a lot of fun. You'll just take your dough and you're just going to press it right into your prepared, by prepared I just mean a nice buttered cast iron skillet. And you're going to press it all the way in to the sides.
Then here, physical properties, that's something I've been saying a lot. We see the size. There wasn't an over mix again. That's even over mixing with the hands. There was no flattening. And we see the height, so we'll lose probably 2 to 3 inches of height from where we are now. And you can change this ratio to however you like. You can make them smaller, that'll make for a thinner, crunchy cookie. You can make them bigger, that'll make for a nice, big, fat cookie, which is what I would like. Or this here, which then you can like put chocolate on top and then put another layer of cookie on top of that, and then put sprinkles in the middle, and then yeah, you go crazy.
All kind of stuff. So, and for the cast iron skillet, we're going to bake this one between 12 to 15. You want to check it after 15, just make sure it's all the way done. You'll know it's done just by, you can take a toothpick, stick it in the middle, it should come out clean. You may have to go 20 at the most, and bake to 350, and you're done. You get a sweet treat for yourself.
And for anyone who would like to contact us, please reach out to larry.r.gates@gmail.com. That is me directly. There's an algorithm that I built. It talks like me, it thinks like me, it types like, nah, it's totally me. You'll be talking to me like directly. And I like it too. I'll talk to you about anything and everything you want to speak about. That's how we plan our reservations for events. That's how we get information out to customers if they want to know about something that's coming up. Or you can just reach out to us about anything that you may not have followed properly throughout the entire endeavor that we've been doing here. And we look forward to seeing you once we're back here at 2nd Street Market. As I said before, 2nd Street has been amazing to us. This has been the best experience of our life by far.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying safe. And we cannot wait to see you all again.
To the moon.